on, guys? It's ETX Wheels and Motions here. I'm Raul and this is Brandon, and today we're going to be servicing a John Deere E140 for one of our customers that bought a mower off of us about a year ago. Brandon can explain to you what exactly we're going to do today.
And this mower has a 22 horsepower V-twin Briggs engine. It's got the 48-inch deck. So today we're going to service the, as you can see, the air filter is really nasty on it. So clean this all out, put a new air filter. The oil is low and needs to be changed. As you can see, it is below the fill mark, so it is low and needs to be changed. I will change the oil filter, of course, the OEM one. We don't use cheap parts. We'll change the fuel filter. And then as you can see here on the deck, the idler pulley has failed, and so is this bolt right here. It broke off. So these will both have to be replaced, and this will have to be rewelded. We'll detail it, put it all back together, and it'll be good as new again. So this right here is everything you need for a full service on any Briggs twin cylinder engine. It doesn't matter the horsepower as long as it's a V-twin. This is the Pennzoil. We highly recommend it. A mechanic we knew used this for 50 years straight. Use exactly 2 quarts of 10W30 SAE. Right here is your spark plugs. The Champion, they're called Champion RC12YC. Pretty much every Briggs & Stratton engine uses these spark plugs. This is the OEM Briggs & Stratton oil filter. You can get them on Amazon for around $9. We only use the OEM original ones. It ensures that the engine will last as long as possible. This right here is what you want for the spark plugs. It's just a 5/8 socket, a 6-inch extension, and then a 3/8 ratchet. And then this right here is just your standard single barrel style air filter that works on those style Briggs engines. It also works for the single cylinders. And that concludes everything you need to do a full tune-up on it and keep your mower lasting as long as possible.
Alright guys, so what you want is some soapy water, which I got some right here. And what I use is the Meguiar's Ultimate Wash and Wax, which is pretty good stuff. You can find it at Harbor Freight. And then you want a fresh shop towel. And that's how it's done, guys. I mean, all you gotta do is take a couple minutes and just clean it up and make it look all nice and brand new with that brand new filter.
All right, so the parking brake's engaged. We're gonna just quickly start the engine, let it run for about 30 seconds, shut it off, and then we'll show you how to drain the oil on it. So the next step you want to do is, this is the cheap $2 Hyper Tough 7-quart pan. It's a nice shallow one. So what you do is turn the wheel all the way to the left. It'll just nicely fit under there. And now that the motor's nice and warm, you grab this, you twist and you pull back like this. And then you yank out, keep going. And there, now the oil will start draining. And while that oil is draining, we're gonna go ahead and change spark plug number 1 and number 2, and we'll show you that. So now we're gonna change the spark plugs. We have both of them right here. We got our 5/8 socket, our extension, and ratchet right here. So the first thing you wanna do is just grab this. You can use pliers to help you, but it pops off the boot. This is the spark plug number 1 for the first cylinder on the piston. You just go like that. It unthreads. Make sure to only use your hands to reinstall it, and then just tighten it till snug. As you can see, that is a very nasty spark plug that was very fouled and needed to be replaced. You can see the difference here. And for the new one, you just put it back in by hand, turn it 3-4 times, it's going in, finish it off with your hands, keep going. Once it stops, just do a very quick turn like this, just snug, and that's done. Go ahead and pop the boot on and repeat for the other side, and that's done. This is number 2 on the cylinder, so go ahead and do the same thing. Go ahead and loosen it. Remember again to only do it by hand. Do not use an impact on this, you don't want to damage the threads. So you can see very nasty and fouled spark plug, all original. Has probably been on the machine since it was brand new. Go ahead, reinstall, turn a few times by hand, push your ratchet on, go all the way till it stops, and then just barely snug it down. You don't want to over tighten it, just do it by hand. Just a little turn, and that's good. Go ahead and snap the boot back on. And there you go, both spark plugs are changed. So the next step is we have a brand new fuel filter here. As you can see, this fuel filter is pretty clean, but these are prone to cracks over time with age. So we're gonna go ahead and change it as a precautionary. So as you see right here, this tab goes like that, it lifts out. This other tab lifts out. You move this tube out of the way. Right here, grab your pliers and squeeze like this. Pull that out of the way, pull this out of the way. And once that's out of the way, it's a little on there. As you can see, it hasn't been changed in a while. There we go. Now squeeze and start rocking it like this. Lift it up so the fuel doesn't go everywhere. Go ahead and reinstall new filter. Make sure that the arrow is pointing up this way towards your fuel pump, which it is. Go ahead and reseat the clamp on there. That's set. Now we need to remove the old one. So we're gonna grab this, squeeze and twist. Keep doing that till it comes off. Go ahead and lift up on it so it doesn't get fuel everywhere. Reconnect it. Go ahead and reseat this clamp right here, hose clamp. Once that's done, snap it back in like that. 1, 2. Go ahead and get this tube in there as well. As you see, it's all done and ready to go.
So guys, oil's almost done draining, but as y'all know, there is oil that's still in there. So what we do is we get a blower, we take this out. Brandon's gonna show you how to do that.
So we got our favorite little handy Mower blower. We're not sponsored by Mower, but we love their tools and we use them daily. So right here, you just put it on, variable speed trigger, just slowly squeeze it, slowly. As you see, it's getting out all that oil that it could not get out before. So make sure to
You can do it with the air compressor or anything that blows air.
yeah, just make sure to go slow when you do it.
If not, it's gonna get splattered on you.
What's cool about this is it gets out any sort of metal shavings that might be left in the engine that it wasn't able to get from the previous oil changes. And once that's done, we're just gonna reinstall our cap and go ahead and start draining the oil filter on it. So this is your oil drain cap. Just go ahead and grab a rag, clean it, wipe it down. Go ahead and snap it back on there straight. And you have to make sure you turn it or it can pop off and you'll run out of oil. So go ahead and turn it like that. Once it's like that, it's locked on there. It's not going anywhere. Go ahead and wipe down any residue. Now the oil is completely drained. We're gonna go to the other side and we're gonna go ahead and drain the oil filter on it. Go ahead and turn your wheel to the very, very right. That way you can get your oil pan under there all the way as far as you can go. Now you're gonna get your pan under here like that. Make sure it holds. We're gonna go ahead and start removing this filter. There's a couple wrenches you can use, and I'm going to go grab one now. So as y'all can see, my mammoth hands unfortunately wouldn't take the filter out, so we're gonna use the actual tool now. This is a oil filter wrench tool. They make a strap one, and then they make this style. All you do is it's adjustable. You just go like this, go ahead and grab it, squeeze pretty tight, turn like that, keep turning, and this one's on there pretty good. Once it starts breaking loose, go ahead and grab a rag, go ahead and put it under there. You don't want to get oil all over the engine, and then start turning it, keep turning it. All that oil is leaking out of there, going into our pan, just like we want. Once it's out of there, go ahead and drain the oil like that. Wipe off the filter, let it drain out of here, clean up all the residue, and then we'll go ahead and install our new filter. Make sure to always dispose the oil properly at your local collection center like AutoZone or O'Reilly's. And there you go. All right, so we got the new original Briggs & Stratton oil filter right here from Amazon. It's around $9. Do not use the cheap aftermarket ones. They will leak around the seal right here. And what we're gonna do is tilt our bottle of clean oil. And what you want is to just put your finger in there, get a little bit of oil on it. Do a clean layer like this to ensure a clean, proper seal. Go and wipe your fingers off. Now what you're gonna do, grab the filter, put it on by hand, slowly turn it. Make sure the threads catch, and you're gonna go till it fully seats. Right now it's fully seated. It tells you to only hand tighten it and to check for leaks as well. And what you're gonna do is turn it about 1/2 to 3/4 after it meets the surface. So right now it's about half, and right there is where you want it. We're gonna go ahead and wipe it off real quick, get off any oily residue so we can check for leaks as well. And what we're gonna do is let it run for a couple minutes, ensure that there's no leaks. And we actually have to add the oil first, and then we'll check for leaks, of course. But we'll go ahead and show you us adding the 2 quarts of oil, and then we will check for leaks. So as you see, we have our SE 10W30 Pennzoil, one of the best oils we use. Right here it has 2.5 quarts left, but we need 2. So what we're gonna head and do is subtract 2 quarts, so that would leave it at half a quart. So as he says quarts and liters, so on the left side quarts right here, we'll mark it. So once the oil gets to right here, that ensures we perfectly have 2 quarts. So go ahead and put our pen up, get the oil ready. Make sure to slowly pour it so you don't make a mess. And we will slowly pour it and check it. As you see, the nice new oil is clean like honey. That's what you want. Nice and clean. Do not use SuperTech oil on these mowers as it will make them smoke. Only use the high-end Pennzoil or name brand oil, Briggs & Stratton, all that kind of stuff. We're gonna go ahead and check it. It's just above half a quart. Just a little bit more. Just a little bit more.
That'll
right
work.
there. It's exactly 2 quarts. So now we are going to grab a clean rag, take off the funnel, set our funnel out of the way. Now we've got, as you can see, a clean dipstick. So we're gonna set it in, go ahead and check it. On this model, I believe you actually have to put it in and turn like that. There we go. Check it one more time. And it is perfectly to the fill mark, nice and clean. And the oil change is completed. So now all we have to do, start it, let it run for a couple minutes, check this oil filter, make sure there's no leaks. And after that, it is fully done with the engine service and is ready to go for a whole nother season.
So now, guys, we're gonna check for leaks, make sure there's no leaks anywhere on the oil filter. Go ahead and start it, Brandon. No leaks, guys. Ready to go. All right, guys. So what we're gonna do now is install a shutoff valve. So what this does in the wintertime, we're gonna winterize this mower. So in the wintertime, what you want to do is you want to install this right here. You want to cut the line and install it. And right before you're gonna put this thing away for about 2, 3, 4 months, you're gonna shut this valve off. You're gonna let it run. You're gonna let it run out of fuel. So what that does is make sure that there's no gas, which over time with ethanol will gum up that carburetor and it will never start. And then we're gonna go ahead and top off the fuel tank with ethanol free. So go ahead and cut this right here.
A little bit of gas will leak out from just left over.
There we go. Open. Now it's closed.
Make sure to add your clamp on both sides.
All right, I got some pliers now, guys. Sorry about that. Anyways, I'm gonna put this on there. Shove that right in there.
Just make sure to put the clamp on both sides. Get it nice and tight.
There we go.
Perfect. Let's do the other side now.
This side.
Sometimes you have to twist it to get it seated.
Go ahead and back this one up. Get it on there right. There we go. Nice.
There we go.
Now that's
So as you
added.
can see-
So there you go.
So this way would be fuel shut off. The other way is fuel on.
We'll go ahead and top it with ethanol free now, guys.
As you see, it's about half a tank. Go ahead and top it off.
All right, guys. So I got a filter funnel. So that way y'all can see there's a filter in there. We like to make sure everything's good. We filter everything out. And then we got the pump right here with the ethanol free. Go ahead and top her off.
This way it ensures no debris gets in it. It's got that Very small micron filter in there. Make sure it's all pure ethanol free, no debris inside. As you can see, as he adds it, that fuel gauge actually is working and it goes up, which is pretty cool in these John Deeres. At this part of the mower, you see the deck right here. The customer complained this had broken off. So what had happened was this bearing right here seized on this idler pulley. We have another one to show you that's still good. It's a used one. You see the bearing's nice and smooth. So in the process of that failing, there's this piece right here on these decks, and I've already cut it off. It was just like this. You can see where it ate at it from where the bearing seized. So I just got my angle grinder here from Mower. I cut it flat like that. I found this other bolt with the same thread pattern. As you can see, it was about 1 inch long. It was just like this. All I did was I just cut right through it like that to a 3/4 inch piece. This is the original nut from John Deere that came on that bolt. And as you see, now I'm going to weld a little bead around right here. And once that is done, it will look like this. As you can see, just weld around it real quick. And then over here, this piece right here has to actually be welded around the deck right here. And this piece will be on top of it. And once that's all fully welded, this piece will just sit right back on with the belt, tighten the nut, and it'll be ready to go again. So that's a good fix for this without having to order any parts and just using what you have laying around.
Yes, sir.
So as y'all can see, I got my welding gloves, welding helmet, welder. I got my pliers. I'm gonna grab this piece. I got this piece grounded. I'm gonna use this to hold it. I'm gonna try to hold it as straight as possible. And I'm gonna go ahead and tack it and then do a full bead around this. And then once that's done, it needs to be welded onto the deck and put it back together, and the deck will be fixed again. As you see, I just did a quick tack, and it looks fairly straight. So I'm going to go ahead and proceed.
All right, guys, so here's the final product.
Weld all the way around.
That'll
Now
work.
this needs to be put back on the deck.
Welded right
welded
there.
right around.
Nice.
Like that. Set back on. Got it held in position, it's grounded. I'm gonna go ahead and weld it. Make sure everything looks good. Everything looks perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and finish it.
Does look sweet.
Pretty good.
Nice.
So as you see, it spins freely and not perfectly. I'm just tightening the bolt right now with the 5/8 wrench. And we'll get it just a little past snug. Ooh, it's a little hot. And right there, now I just need to pop the belt on. What I'm gonna do to make this easier, take it off the side, go around the electric clutch, and now I'm just gonna go back around the back right there, and boom, it's all back on. Raise the deck, and it's ready to mow again.
Nice. All right, guys, so we got her back outside. Let's see if everything's good to go.
First test of the mowing.
Nice. All right, guys, so we got it up on the mower lift. We're gonna go ahead and take off those blades, and we're gonna go ahead and sharpen them and get it ready to go. And after that, we're gonna give it a detail, and she's gonna be ready to rock. Alright, we'll get that last one on the other side, guys. Alright guys, so I got them all nice and sharp, razor sharp.
Very sharp. Make sure to put the blades face up. Those are an uplift blade. Get them in the grooves. Put the washer face up. Make sure to hand tighten them until it's as snug as you can get it. And then you can go ahead and hit it with the impact. Make sure to get them pretty tight. You don't want the cone back off.
I'll get that last blade on there, guys.
And make sure, y'all, whenever you take the blades off, this was all caught under there. Make sure that there's no more debris. That was all in there, and that will wear out the spindles and stuff faster. Make sure these splines are lined up perfectly before you tighten it, or it'll mess up the splines. As you see, it's a concave washer. Make sure it's face up like that and not this way. That way it'll get a nice seal around there. Everything is nice and good.
Ready to go. Heck yeah. Alright guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and give it a quick detail. Just wash it up, clean it up, make it look pretty. Make it look all nice. But yeah.
The covers are both off of the deck for cleaning.
Get down in there and clean up real nice.
All that grime everywhere.
That'll work, sweet.
Alright guys, so this is the finished product of the John Deere E140.
We appreciate you guys stopping by and watching our video, and hopefully y'all can come by and watch our soon to come videos.
And hopefully maybe buy something from us.
Appreciate you guys. ETX Wheels in Motion out.